Welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show. The show where, just like you, we can't get enough sports.
The 47-year wait is over! And the Denver Broncos have taken Super Bowl 50.
Now here's your hosts, Arthur Knight, Larry Perkins, and Austin Sorensen.
1-0 Rapids. They are champions.
Yo, what's good? Welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show. I am Arthur Knight, and with me is Larry Perkins, or also known as LP. What's good in the hood, my guy?
Hello, how you doing?
All right. We're doing a special broadcast today. We'd like to welcome you guys into Sohai Cafe at 4300 West Alameda here in Denver. Come by and say what's up to Vinny. Tell him the Sportz Phenz sent you. And tell him you want some ribs or you want some burn-ins, man. He's always got some great mac and cheese. This guy always gets hot links.
You always talk it.
Hey, I ain't mad at you. You always get the hot links, right? The hot link, the food stays on point. So come on by again. That's 4300 West Alameda. It's off Alameda and Stewart here in West Denver here. Excuse me. So what is that? Game 4? Was that game 4 last night?
Yeah, game 4.
Game 4, Dallas versus Boston. Did Dallas show up or did Boston lay down? Our sponsors and advertisers paying for a 5th game? Like, what's going on, Larry?
All above, my brother. All above. So what I think is, remember what we talked about last week, you know what I'm saying? And basically it did not go the way we planned. It didn't. But I watched the game. I watched the game in its entirety.
Right.
And I was watching the previous 3 games, and it's like, wow, Dallas is actually closing out on shooters and everything. You know what I'm saying? Why wasn't they doing that in game 1, 2, and 3? You know what I'm saying?
If they had shown up in even one of those games, man, this would be a series. But Luka and Kyrie basically outscored everybody.
I know.
They because their whole starting 5, like with the exception of those 2, so the other 3, Gafford, Washington Jr., and Jones Jr., didn't even combine to make one of their scores. One had 7, 6, and 5. I mean, that's not gonna cut it, most games. But Boston didn't seem like they were in rhythm at all.
That's what I was about to get at, because they, especially in that third quarter, they felt the surge from Dallas, and they just said, you know what?
Yeah, we have another game.
Yeah.
We'll see you back at the Garden. I mean, I feel that, but they really didn't seem like they were in rhythm at all, But I also did kind of call this, right? I said if they lose game 3, it was pretty much going to be like Boston had a game in the hand, and they were like, they may come out and have that killer instinct and kill them, but you also want to finish on your home floor sometimes, right?
Well,
which is impossible to do when you're the home team, right? Because you have to play those 2 away games. But with that said, man, I still feel like they still came out flat. Like they came out knowing they weren't going to win this game.
They was just feeling it. They was seeing what was Dallas going to do. Was Dallas going to come out? And the thing is, once they found out Dallas, like, hey, this might be our final game, we going all in. And then Boston was like, well, okay, well, let them have it. And that's how it was.
It almost seemed like they let them have it from beginning.
Yeah.
Like, in all honesty, it didn't. I watched the game too, and it was just like, man, there was like no.
They didn't have not one run in them. No.
So, it's a gamble. A lot of teams make this gamble because they hear that saying, nobody's came back from down 3-0, and nobody has. to this day, there's still probably not going to be anybody. I mean, I still think the Mavericks lose the next game at the Garden, but Boston has been notorious to lose big games even at home.
That's Miami.
This team, not like teams of past or teams of old.
That's Miami.
This team has lost.
They are capable. They did that in 22 against Golden State. They did that also a year ago against Miami. So
this team in particular is notorious for it, and that's why they picked up a Drew Holiday. That's why they picked up, what's that tall, skinny boy name?
Kristoff? No.
Yeah, the unicorn. No. Porzingis. That's why they got – well, I mean, he didn't even play in that game, right?
Right.
But that's why they got those guys. Is so that they can get over this hump of,
So far it's working. So far
it is working, and they've got one more game to win, man. But I'll say this. I do not think Dallas is going to win. But if Dallas wins this next game,
then what?
We could see history. Oh. Just by the way that let me qualify that statement. Just by the way that Boston kind of just laid down, it's a risk, man. And you just gave a very hungry team a 30-point win.
Yeah, they got whacked pretty good.
I mean, excuse me. Drinking soda right before the show. My bad. Anyway, so, I could see them laying down, like being competitive quarter to quarter, right? But they weren't. They basically was like, you know what? We don't even want this game, and we'll wait for you guys to come back to the Garden.
It's called it's Boston's gift. They've been gifting everybody.
But that's a risk, my guy. That's a risk.
All through the playoffs. Yeah.
I mean, they've only had 2 losses. This is their 3rd loss in the entire playoffs.
Did they sweep Indiana?
I don't think they swept them, but I know that they've lost a couple of games. Let me look back.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they lost.
Oh yeah. Maybe they did lose like 2. Didn't they lose 2 to Indiana?
No, they lost 1. I'm
okay.
Sure they lost 1 game in each series. So they lost 1 game against Miami, then Cleveland, then Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this will be their 4th loss.
Mm-hmm.
Their 4th loss. Okay.
Yeah. So they just losing. They just giving up 1 game per series.
So I mean, if history repeats, they basically are going to win this game, close out this series. But like if Dallas has figured something out, I don't think they have. But It's crazy to think. I really my basketball mind and my general basketball knowledge tells me that this team is done. This series is over.
You just got some hope in you. That's all,
man. And I do, but it was just the way that Dallas came out and won that game. Like they were shooting better, and Boston with their history, that's a risk for them to lay down when they had the win. They had the win. They could have came out and been competitive all 3 quarters and like, hey, if they're shooting this lights out at home and we can't catch up, fine. But, man, didn't they pull their starters in like the 3rd quarter?
Yes, they did.
So it's like, man, that wasn't even like you just gave a team, you gave a dog a bone. I do think that they've figured out a couple of different things, and if Dallas can execute them, they will, they could shock the world, man. But do I believe that wholeheartedly? No, I don't believe that wholeheartedly. I can't believe that wholeheartedly. I mean, history is history. Nobody's come back from 3-0. Could this team, they don't have the, I don't know, man. Stranger things have happened. Could this be the year that Dallas is the first team, a number 5 overall seed, comes back? Because Boston, that is their pedigree. We've talked. You just said it. It has happened to them before.
They let
right.
that.
Not down 3 or up 3-0 because that's never happened.
Right.
But they've let series slip. Right. And if it definitely gets to a game 7, it's a 50-50. Like I don't care. Like, I don't care who Boston is. They've folded in Game 7 several times.
That'd be crazy if it go to Game 7 to then Kyrie, just like in 2016.
I would kind of love it, though. I would kind of love it as a basketball fan. I don't want the season to end, even though my squad's not there. I really don't want the season to end. I'm a basketball lover, man. I love the sport of basketball. I know you be hating, but I'm watching the WNBA. Their season just started. Yeah, I threw you out there. I threw him under the bus. He don't like the WNBA. He don't want to talk about it.
No, don't say that.
He don't want to talk about it.
I was kind of eyebrows in a few games.
Okay.
A few sparks because LA represent. But yeah.
Okay. They're not that bad of a squad.
No.
I'm wishing Denver had a team. We do not, because if Denver had a team, I'd be taking my daughters all the time.
I know.
Because I can't afford to take them to Nuggets games anymore. We used to go to at least 2 or 3 a year, man, but they won the champion. They're the champs now, so we can't afford to go to them games anymore, man. They done outpriced your boy. We'll get there again, though. We'll get there again. But yeah, back to Dallas and Boston, man. I do not see this game going past 5. But I mean, with that said, you never know. I mean, we've never seen a player like Luka. We've never seen a player like Kyrie ever, and we've never seen the likes of a duo like them play like the way they played the other night. Like, they did mean business. It's like Dallas to me, I asked you the question when we started the show, did they just show up, or did Boston lay down, or did the sponsors try to purchase more games? To me, I think it actually is that Dallas showed up. For me to answer that question, I think Dallas showed up. I think that they actually did play solid defense to the point where, like you adequately said, that Boston was like, you know what, F it. Yeah. I mean, we don't even want to finish this game. We have another game.
Yeah, everything was in play. You know what I'm saying? The advertisement, everything was in play. The momentum, I mean, Boston just gave up.
They could have given them Game 3 if they really wanted to. I mean, that's my argument to extending series. Like, yeah, they could have, if they really wanted to extend the series, they would have given them like Game 2 or something like that, because that really extends the series, because that takes away home court advantage.
No, they didn't want to do that.
Right. So that's why that takes that aspect away for me. When it comes to, I mean, I sometimes I like to be a conspiracy theorist when it comes to basketball, especially with the refs and whatnot. I'm not, big shout out to my boy Mark. He knows. He's always telling me, you and your conspiracy theories, because I'm always talking about the refs and whatnot, and how some specific refs hate our team. But I also have legit like data to back it up. But I'm not going down that rabbit hole right now. But back to these two teams, Dallas can win this series, and I said it. They could win this series if Boston plays like they did last night.
Well, the thing, if they played defense, I was watching it. Their tenacity on defense in Game 4 just elevated the whole entire play. As far as like, they just closed that middle, and I was like surprised, especially against Porzingis with Lively and Gafford. They just closed that middle, and they just ran out. They just was quick out contesting contesting jump shots and everything. And it's like, I didn't see that in the previous 3 games. So,
well, I mean, you could make the argument that, Boston, like you said, just kind of laid down. But the fact of the matter is that Jaylen Brown had 10 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, man. Like,
yeah,
come on.
Their duel didn't show up, and Dallas duel did.
Their starting 5 didn't show up, man. Jason Tatum had 15. That was their leading scorer, bruh. 15. Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench had 15. Come on, man. I just can't believe that. And I like Boston, and I really picked them to win, even if the Nuggets had come up against them. Like, their defense is too good. but they've also had a history of laying down in the big games. So I guess we're about to see, man. They play what, Monday night?
Right.
If Dallas can play the way they played in Boston and beat Boston in Boston, it's about to be a series at that point.
Man, I'm already getting ready for the draft. Seriously, I am. I'm already looking at, picks,
All right. Well, okay. Since we're okay, that game is over. They're going to play Monday night, right? All right. So let's talk about the crappiest coaching job in the league. Would you like to say which job that is?
No, I wouldn't.
No? Okay,
No,
I'll say it. The Lakers. That's the crappiest head coaching job right now. And nobody can actually deny that. And not even you as a Lakers fan, because if I was a Lakers fan, I'd be pissed right now that nobody wants to be coach. And I would like for you as a Lakers fan to explain to me why the best job in the league is now the worst job to have. Like, make that make sense to me. How an LA job is the worst job. People are turning this job down. Like, people who should not be turning this job down are turning this job down. Why?
So, do you want me to rant?
No, I'm asking. You're the Lakers fan here, man. Tell me what's going on with your squad, bruh. Like, why has nobody wanted to coach this team?
Well, fortunately, our organization is turning cheap, unfortunately.
Okay. It's ownership?
Ownership. That's my take on it. It all started in 2019, I believe. 2019 when they went after Ty Lue and they lowballed him on years. The length of the contract and the amount of money they was going to give him.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up taking a Clippers job.
Yeah, but he hasn't won a championship since.
Yeah, but I was just saying how and I was reading too about, they basically lowballed him and he just said, forget that. And they also did the same thing to Monty Williams. And then Monty Williams took the Phoenix Suns job during that time.
Why are they lowballing them, though?
I don't know. And then they ultimately
Is it
picked
because they're
Vogel.
cheap, or is it because really they don't have, how do I say this delicately, they're puppets? Wouldn't they be considered puppets? There's like one person.
Puppet masters. They want to call all the shots.
They should be calling all the shots. They'd
But
be the head
for,
coach.
Not far as no. I'm talking about the franchise itself. They want to control. Who's on your staff and stuff like that. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Dan. What's the coach name? Dan.
Who? That just turned down?
The UConn coach, Dan
Hurley?
Dan Hurley, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to say so in basically everything. And also at the same time, not offering him what he's worth.
But why do you think that is, man? Like, why? Why would they do that to this coach in particular? Like,
well, I was hearing over the last week that the Lakers was just going to, dole out this massive contract. It's going to be over about $100 million, and it was like, wow, and then come to find out it was 70.
mm-hmm.
It was they basically,
they basically want somebody that they can put into place that they can control that LeBron can't. I'll just say it for you, my guy. Like, the whole reason why your franchise is in turmoil right now, and I like LeBron, don't get me wrong. I am not a LeBron hater in any way, shape, or form. I think what he's done for the game is great. But he's ruined this franchise like he has since he's gotten there. Yes, they won the one ring. I'll argue till, I'll die on that hill and argue until my dying day they didn't deserve that championship. But they got that championship while he was there. But that's all that they've done. That's all that they've done. And they did that during a shortened season with all kinds of like turmoil behind what's going, it was in a bubble. It was all of these things. And ever since then, they really haven't done anything. And the one common in that since then is LeBron James, period. He's the only one on this team.
6 different teams in 6 years.
Well, not even that. I'm talking about on this team. And since he's been on the Lakers, he has been the most common player. Like, name another player besides AD, because they traded for AD, right? They had already had LeBron. So who else is on this team right now that started out?
Nobody.
Let's even start from the year that they traded to get AD. Who's on this team?
Yep, just him.
Who's the coach? Is it the same coach?
Phil Handy is the only person. Phil Handy, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis are the only 3 people.
Exactly my point. The guy that's controlling the purse strings plays on the team. The inmates are running the asylum, and I'm more for power to the players, but this is a little too far. Your team right now, coaches are turning down the most coveted job in NBA history.
Yeah. It seems like JJ Redick might get the job. Or
yeah, we'll see how are you feeling about that? Like, who do you want? Let me ask you this. Who do you want to see as the Lakers coach?
At this point, man, I really don't care.
Oh, come on. Yeah, you do.
I mean,
you do care. Are you that shell-shocked from the Nuggets whooping you behind 2 seasons in a row?
Whatever, man. Whatever. It's just disheartening, It's just.
No, I get it.
It's just disheartening. You probably understand because you're not. You're a Nuggets fan.
If anybody understands being losing is the Nuggets.
But I'm talking about just like the inconsistency and getting a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they let go Frank Vogel and now the way they did Darvin Ham.
But whose fault is that? Is that their fault? Is that the organization?
They let him go.
Yeah, they let him go because one person wants him gone. And they spent most of the dang season hanging it on Darvin Ham's head. And it wasn't him. It was lackluster. He's not the one that put this team together. He's not the GM. He's not the one that put this team together. He got the best out of a Frankenstein team that you can get. Hey, man, I'm just being real. And I'm not, I'll talk all day about how, the bench on my team and whatnot. I'm 100 when it comes to basketball. And the bottom line is LeBron James has put this roster together. He's the one that talked the GM and Darvin Ham into trading away all of these talented players that, one of which won a championship with the Denver Nuggets. They traded away all these prime players, these good players, because LeBron said they couldn't play. And they brought in all of these players that LeBron said could play. And
I still, for the life of me, did not understand the trade after they won a championship. Why did they let half their roster go?
You know why. You know why.
It's just, I'm just sorry, man. It's like
you just can't say it. Or you don't want to say it. You don't want to say it.
It's just a trying time now for a Laker faithful. So
it is.
Like I say, like always, we'll be back. We always will.
We're back with who though? Who you really think it's going to be? JJ Redick? Are you good with that? Or are you really in the have you really just given up on your squad like it doesn't really matter?
No, I'm never going to do that.
Well, then it does matter, my guy.
The thing is, it's nobody at the top of my head other than him. It's nobody. Borrego.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's like a nice, stopgap coach. You know what I'm saying? But Sam Cassell. I mean.
When let me look up when that's a unique take, Sam Cassell. That's a name I don't think I've heard thrown out there all that often. I think I've heard it a couple times, but I haven't heard it all that often. And you have to elaborate a little bit on that. But I want to see. I'm about to figure out when LeBron or how long LeBron has before he needs to either pick up his option or not pick it. Do you know off the top of your head?
He has until the 29th of June.
Okay, so this month.
Yes, the
Okay.
29th of June before he can pick that up.
Before he can, or
Because it's on the 30th. He got to the 29th.
okay.
Because free agency starts.
Okay, well, elaborate a little bit on the. I almost said Worthy, but you said Sam Cassell. I was like, James Worthy, he ain't coaching. But Sam Cassell, you've intrigued me. Speak on that a little bit.
He said, you intrigue me. Well, right now he's in the finals, assistant. But his name came up at
Wait,
first.
who's he on the bench for? Dallas?
Boston.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. You just told me something.
But
I
the
didn't know he
thing
was
is,
on the bench.
he's only because at first they was thinking about Sam Cassell and Borrego as assistant coaches to JJ Redick, but
Mhm.
Sam's like, if I'm leaving, I'm leaving for a head job, not
Just another.
You're right, not I can just stay where I'm at to be an assistant, so that's how that stands. See, I mean, so I'm thinking the Lakers told him, like, yeah, you can come in and interview for a head coaching position.
Mhm.
But see, I mean, they said, he's a great. I was like, how can I say it? He's a great, not X's and O's, but he's like a great defensive. He builds defense. For us, like if a team trying to find that defensive identity, he's a great piece to that.
He was on that Houston team, right? That won.
Yeah, with
their
Kenny
championship?
Smith and
Yeah.
Vernon Maxwell.
But
and
he
them.
was there. He was their 3-and-D guy, right?
Vernon Maxwell was more of that.
Okay,
but
okay.
But they had like the offense that they played. That's what I love. The offense they played in Houston, I call it the four corners. They had horns on it. But the thing is, you had your post, which is the dream, and then he was surrounded by all shooters like Robert Horry and Kenny Smith and Sam Cassell and Vernon Maxwell and them. And that was a beautiful offense to watch. But yeah, he was a sniper. Sam Cassell was a sniper, but he also was a great defensive player too. And that's kind of the spot he feels as assistant coach now. He's more of a defensive, he gets in there with his defensive, sets and stunts. That's why Boston is pretty good.
And they've got a pretty grimy defense, except for last night when they let Dallas drop 122 on them.
Yeah.
But looks like, I think you're right. He has to make a decision by the 29th on whether he is going to pick up or deny his option.
He's going to deny it.
Right. All right. As soon as this is our test on. This is our first time live, so give us time, ladies and gentlemen. I love the fact that my guy Mark is in the live chat, giving a shout out to Mark. But we don't have it all set up to where just full disclosure. Your boy was late. I was supposed to have all of this set up. I was late, so I'll throw myself under all four wheels. So we didn't have time to get all set up. We were just like, in the chair. This is what we're talking about, and live.
Straight telling on himself.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm self-aware and I'm okay with that.
I mean, to be honest, since everybody coming out being honest, I would like to come out and say I was on time for the first time. He always gets on me about always being late.
Yeah, I'm late the one time,
and I was actually on time the first time ever. So
you know what? I'm always on time, even when I'm late. Okay.
So they say.
I meant to be there right at that time, so that makes me on time.
Exactly.
No, man, I really do think LBJ is hamstringing your team, my guy. I feel like as long as this dude, I don't think they're going to find a coach until he either picks up or drops his player option, and I think he's pushing them to find a coach, that he wants before that date. But I'm thinking that he controls the organization, so of course the organization wants complete control over who the assistant coaches are, who the training staff is, et cetera, after they hire the head coach, because they need to be able to control and puppeteer whoever's in that coaching
And the thing
position.
is, that's what I don't like. That's what I was hoping after the Frank Vogel debacle. Well, I wouldn't say debacle because we won a championship. But the thing is, the Lakers, they got all, they got his staff for him. They had Jason Kidd, they got, basically his whole staff for him, So, just let the coach, hire his own, because that's the whole purpose of bringing in a coach. When you bring in a coach, you bring in a person that's going to bring in an atmosphere,
Implement a system.
Right. And it's going to be hard for him to implement a system when he's not even familiar with his assistant coaches.
Right.
So, I mean,
that happened once here for the Denver Broncos. I think we talked about this a little bit before. Why? I talked a little bit about this before on how what is his name?
Broncos.
Yeah, he's the defensive coordinator for us last season.
You told me
Vance
about
Joseph.
him.
So Vance Joseph was hired by John Elway and company, like John Elway's administration when here at Denver. And he wasn't allowed to choose not one assistant coach, not one trainer, not one position trainer, not anything of that nature. He was hired, and then people were hired around him. And then when they had the worst season ever, they tied a nice little tight noose around Vance Joseph's neck and hung him with the outcome, which was terrible. And I kind of feel like any coach that the Lakers try to bring in, that's going to be kind of the outcome. And no matter what they do, no matter what a coach does that comes in for LA, even attempts to do, they're not going to be able to do it because of either LeBron or the franchise keeping them in check. One or the other is going to keep them in check, and there's going to be this constant tug of war. And I think that, in all honesty, I don't think it has to do with the money. I don't think it has to do with even control of the team. I think it has to do with who wants to be in tug of war with the franchise and a star player. Like, who wants to deal with that? So the ergo, I mean, I guess it does account for the money, because if I'm going to live in the middle of that, I'm going to want to be paid. Like, to live with that stress, I don't want that money.
Well, I personally, I just thought we got past this after the Frank Vogel firing, and to see this pop up again for us, like the inconsistency in hiring in getting turned down by coaches and stuff like that.
Well, in LeBron's defense, though, Frank Vogel got fired from Phoenix too. So, I mean,
and Monty Williams got fired from Phoenix.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not coming back as the coach next year, right? Didn't they fire him?
Who?
Frank Vogel. He hasn't been their coach for a minute, right?
Right. I don't think he. No, I don't think he picked up another gig. He just getting them checks. That's a good. It's lovely. He still have a check from the Lakers job.
Oh yeah. He's still getting. I mean,
these guys get guaranteed contracts just like the players.
Mm-hmm.
And
I ain't mad at him, and I think that's a big hurdle for them too. They probably don't want to guarantee any money, as the LA Lakers franchise doesn't want to guarantee any money. And
well, they got to.
Well, yeah, but
now
they got to wait to see what their star player is going to do. Because right now he's holding them hostage, but he has a deadline to when he has to pick up that option or not.
Right. He's not going to pick.
He's trying to force their hand right now. But man, I don't see if it. I see your franchise in a lose-lose situation right now, because even if he does lose, that leaves a big hole, right? That leaves 30 points off the scoreboard a game.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That you have to fill 30 points by committee. Not to mention most of your number one picks and whatnot are gone.
Well, I'm just saying, man. The organization right now is on the clock, so they should already had a plan B and a plan C. You know what I'm saying?
What is that plan B and plan C though? What is it?
I mean, they already said that the majority of the players didn't want J.J. Redick because he was just, his demeanor, so cocky. It's like, well, you have to have some going for yourself. You have to have that cockiness in you to be a head coach of, an organization like that. You can't be all like, okay, guys, You can't be like, what we gonna do, guys? You got to be like, you have to have them, the fortitude. So I don't know. And plus, I wouldn't even care what half of these players gonna be gone anyway. So I wouldn't care what they thought.
Well,
but it's just like I said, it's just a dark day. But we'll be back.
Well, it's a bright day in Denver Nuggets fandom that the Lakers suck, and they're gonna suck for years to come. And they used to kill us, so I hate that team. And I don't want you to hurt, but I do want that team to suffer.
Oh yeah, we like we symbiotic, man. We connected. It hurt. It's going. We all gonna hurt.
I hope they don't win for the next 3 or 4 decades. Like for real. Yeah. I want to be 80 years old by the time the Lakers make the playoffs again.
Man, that hate just oozing out you, bro.
Bruh, I drink cups and cups of haterade when it comes to the Lakers.
You do.
I hate the Lakers. That's no secret. That's no secret. I cannot stand that team. And I am happy to see them in turmoil. I am happy to see that they are suffering. And I have never been happier to see that it is at the hands of LeBron James.
This guy.
Because they did it to themselves. They brought this dude in to get one championship. I mean, I could see it being football and you get one championship in the time here. But this man has won one championship, been to the playoffs twice in 5 years?
6.
6 years. Okay.
Yeah.
6 years, 1 ring, 2 championship or 2 playoff appearances.
No.
3 playoff appearances. 3. And 2 out of those 3 at bare minimum were play-in.
Yes.
Okay. I'm a happy camper as a Denver Nuggets fan. Thank you very much, Jenny Buss, for bringing LeBron James into the fold and allowing him to completely turn into the GM on the floor and dismantle your entire team. You let him do what Miami was like, we'll let you go before we allow you to just pick and choose. He was trying to be like, okay, this guy doesn't have it anymore, so let's go on and get this person and that person and this person. They wasn't going to allow him to squander away their future. Not that they've done much better since he's left, and let's not kid ourselves.
But they do have culture, though. That's one thing.
They have culture. They've been to the playoffs almost every year since he's left. It's not like they skipped a beat making the playoffs because they've got a great coach. And, they're missing like one piece.
Yeah, that's the only thing, I don't see in our organization, and it starts from the top, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if you're not willing to spend or do whatever like Dr. Buss did, if you're not willing to do what it takes to win, all expense, whatever, just go in.
Well, that's what cracks me up about Lakers fans. Except you do know about the apron system, though. That's what makes me laugh that you even say that, because you already know. You already know that the Lakers can't buy
But
their
we
championship
know,
anymore.
but the thing is,
They can't do it.
Like Lakers have a way, and the thing is,
you mean they go cheat? You want them to cheat?
People, they'll pull somebody aside like, hey, we know some moguls, some media moguls that'll give you some Dorito deals. Ask Anthony
ladies
Davis.
and gentlemen, you heard it here first on the Sportz Phenz. Larry is advocating that the Lakers cheat to win, that they do whatever they got to do to cheat.
We need to hey, we got some,
He
got some Sprite commercials. I mean, what you want? You want.
Oh my goodness.
You want some Taco Tuesdays?
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
that'll put fans' butts in the seats, man. But what are y'all gonna do? What are y'all gonna do with these contracts that they've signed with Austin Reeves and?
Oh, those are great contracts, though. You know what I'm saying? The D'Angelo Russell one, the Rui Hachimura one. All these, it's like team-friendly contracts. It's not like real, hamstring type of contracts.
I mean,
it's going to be hard to trade.
They could trade them away.
Yeah,
they could trade them away.
Yeah,
but you have to have a trade partner.
Well, as far as D'Lo, I don't know, but
I think you could offload a Hachimura. Like I'd take Hachimura on the Nuggets. I'd take him.
I love Rui.
I'd take him to back up AG. Could you imagine having AG guarding you, and then all of a sudden you had Hachimura guarding you, coming off the bench? That would suck. I'd take him on the Nuggets. I don't know about Austin Reeves. I think he's good, but I think he's not as good as.
You don't like Hillbilly Kobe?
Nah, Hillbilly Kobe. Wow. When did we start calling him that?
Yeah, that's what they call him.
What?
That's Hillbilly Kobe, man.
Hillbilly Kobe.
Yeah, you know how that?
Kobe wouldn't have had the series that he had, so I don't know why that nickname is out there. Because he's not him. He's not him, and I'm not even a big Kobe fan. But Kobe was a killer. Like literally, Kobe was a killer. Kobe, MJ, Shaq, those type of players, man.
Shaq.
I'm just saying, Shaq was a killer too.
No, wait.
Dude, he was a killer. Like Shaq didn't waver at all. They made rules because of Shaq.
He's a bruiser. He wasn't.
Okay, he's a bruiser, but he still had killer instinct. He knew how.
A killer. Killers
Okay.
like that. Like
you
that.
only hate Shaq because he left the Lakers, bruh.
He didn't leave the Lakers. We traded him.
Okay, because he wanted out.
I still didn't want him
out.
I still didn't want him to leave. It's fused.
Bottom line is those guys have the killer instinct. They don't want to just beat you.
Yeah,
they want to take your soul. They want to crush you. Like that's how you have to be in order to win championships, man. In order to be legendary, even people like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Even though Magic Johnson want to smile and he's all Mr. Personality now, that dude used to talk some smack on the court, and he would want to kill you and take your soul and discourage you for not just the remainder of the game, but for the remainder of the season and next season and every season that you ever come up against him. He wants you beaten, and I don't see that on your team at all, like anywhere.
Bodies. We talking about body snatchers. We talking about practice.
Practice?
We talking about body snatchers.
I'm telling you, man. Those killers in basketball, in any sport for that matter.
In any sport.
In any sport, some have that killer instinct.
Who's your killer in football?
Oh man, there's so many.
I mean, your personal killer.
Like all time?
Yeah.
You know who was always on point, and I'm probably going to get homer points for this, but it's okay. Steve Atwater was a killer. Like that dude meets you at the point of impact with reckless abandonment, No regards to his body or your physical being whatsoever.
I give you props.
He was coming to snatch your soul at the point of impact.
That's a good one.
And that was my guy back in the day. Atwater was my guy.
Okay, Bronco.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
That's a good one.
I'm just saying. Like, I know I'm going to get homer points for that, but that was my guy. That was the killer instinct guy. But if we're going like a quarterback, and I'm not saying this is my favorite player, but when it comes to killer instinct, man, quarterback of old, I would have to go with, I mean, not even old, he's not that old, but Tom Brady. He's a killer, and he proved it by going down to Tampa Bay and winning with a completely different team. Now, granted, he didn't have any longevity in Tampa Bay, but the bottom line is he still went down there and won, along with winning how many times in New England. But the killer right now plays for the team both of us hate.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I'm not even going to say his name because we all know who I'm talking about. He's in our division.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't get the shirt and the hat and it ain't the Chargers.
It ain't the Chargers. Yeah,
and that's it. If you
like, come on, man. But that's the killer right now, dude. That's the man. I never bet against that dude, even last year when everybody was talking smack and like, oh, defense is going to do this, that, and the third. And they had this mediocre season. They weren't great all last season, but they got that dude. They got that guy at the quarterback position that is not going to let them lose any game. They are in any game as long as that cat is upright. They're in any game. And it drives me nuts as a Denver Broncos fan that he's not playing for my team.
Maybe you can't have them all, man.
No, we've had some great quarterbacks here. I can't front. The Denver Broncos.
Y'all just had two.
We've had some pretty good ones. Jake Plummer was pretty good.
Not greasy.
No, not greasy. Now, are we going to start talking bad about, like, do I have to name Russell? Like, come on, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah. You stopped laughing now, huh? They're not so funny anymore.
And we had Jeff Hostetler.
Okay. See, now you're Raiders fans, man.
Yeah, Jeff.
They go back in the dusty, reel-to-reel
That was one
years.
That was one of the best times.
Haven't even been to the Super Bowl since 2001.
I mean, I had my doubts when he came from New York. They're like the Raiders signed Jeff Hostetler, number 15.
Uh-huh.
I was like, man, let's see, man. That dude was nice.
Yeah, did they win the Super Bowl with him?
I don't even think we went to the playoffs.
Nope. Didn't happen. Did not happen.
He had that like Mancino beard, bro. I'll tell you, man.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that dude was not a killer, is all I'm saying.
Oh, no, he wasn't.
He was not a killer.
No, he wasn't.
I think the last killer y'all had, and I'm just being real, was Gannon. Like,
Rich Gannon?
If I'm just going to step back, take my Broncos fandom off for a quick second, step out
of
that.
Well, he took us to the Super Bowl.
Like, yeah, that was the last killer at that position that y'all had. Like, for real.
Rich Gannon, yep.
That was the last one. And that was a long time ago.
Yep, pretty much.
I'm not sure. Who's y'all's quarterback this year?
Shit.
Pretty boy? What's his name? What's his name from San Francisco? Homeboy that wants to get more endorsements. He wants to be Tom Brady, right? He was drafted to understudy Tom Brady. He wants to be him. But you don't know his name? Garofalo. What you looking it up for? It's Garofalo. Is he your quarterback?
Well, you know. Why you ask?
Because I wanted to hear you say it, bruh.
No, why you?
Because I wanted to hear you say it.
Galapalo.
Say it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the fact that both of your teams suck. Now, granted, they have beat us every year. The Raiders have beat us every year.
My Dodgers is doing good, so.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
You cling on. You hold on to that. Hold on to that.
That's all I got. my boys in blue.
Hey, at least the Raiders are trending in a better direction. You got to give them that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're trending in a better direction or in a good direction. They're missing a quarterback. I would say that's all they're really missing is that general. The Broncos, love my team. We're missing quite a few. We're missing the quarterback too. But we're also missing those top tier wide receivers. You guys have at least one of those. I don't know about your tight ends right now because I haven't had a chance because we're just getting into football season and we're going to start talking about more football here. We've been kind of focused on basketball the past few shows for obvious reasons. We're basketball heads. But football season is upon us. We only have a couple months before we get to the what's that bowl that they call oh my goodness, what is it called?
What?
The Hall of Fame game. We're getting close to the Hall of Fame game here in like a month or so. I think that's in first or second week of August. And then football season is upon us. We are going to start talking about.
Well, don't forget we're going to be touching on the Olympics too.
Yeah.
So I'm just letting because we don't.
Well, especially the basketball portion of the Olympics.
Nah, I was thinking about the volleyball.
Okay.
And tennis.
We could do that. Well, you lost me at tennis, but volleyball I can get into.
Yeah.
Volleyball I can get into. I can even get into soccer. We can get into the world soccer.
Did you know they have breakdancing now as an Olympic game?
Which is why I took a deep breath sigh when you said, "Oh, we're going to talk about the Olympics." I'm like, "Man,
bro,
the Olympics right now, man."
Bro, we can just
You really don't want to hear my thoughts on the Olympics right now because it's become a joke.
Nah, man.
Like the X Games stuff is starting to come into the Olympics.
I can literally get into some breakdancing for the Olympics.
How is that an Olympic sport?
How are they going to judge the winner? I mean, they're going to get a gold medal.
No. You need to explain to me how that is an Olympic sport. Explain to me. Explain. You got some explaining to do because I don't understand. You're going to have to make that make sense.
So first
I don't get the skateboarding. I don't get none of that stuff.
So first of all, you turn on the radio. Then you start moving side to side.
Wow.
Then you just fall on your back and turn around, twist.
Okay. I know how to break dance. I know what break dancing is, sir. Explain to me how it is an Olympic sport. I don't remember reading back in any historical book from the Greek Romans or Greek Roman time where they said,
Hey, you never know,
I know these.
You don't never know Zeus and them, you know what I'm saying?
No, this dude tripping.
Hey, I'm just saying.
This dude's tripping. He's tripping. This guy.
He's
talking about breakdancing. Vinny, do you hear this guy? Do you hear this guy? He said breakdancing is a sport. An Olympic sport, this guy.
I heard that. I think Mark's listening also.
I cannot believe what my ears are hearing right now.
That's right.
Are we gonna make slam poetry a part of the Olympics next year or the next?
That's right. Soon that I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna be clapping, applauding when they get that gold medal.
You know what I would rather they bring back. You know what I'd rather they bring back than have breakdancing at the Olympics. I'd rather them do some. You remember the American Gladiators show?
Oh, I love that.
Do you remember that show? I think they should bring that type of. You bring that back, I'll watch the Olympics again.
That'd be dope.
Anything but basketball. Like I watched the Winter Olympics because I call me weird. I like curling and downhill skiing and all of that stuff. It's weird. I'm from Colorado. What do you expect? But when it comes to the Olympics, like breakdancing, like how you can make any part of skiing make sense. Any part of snowboarding makes sense. I can see even like the figure skating aspect of how that's an Olympic sport because of the year-round training and whatnot. Just explain to me how breakdancing is an Olympic sport, and I will accept it as an Olympic sport. But you got to make it make sense to me.
It takes good hand-eye coordination. You got to hit that ground with a certain.
Okay, you're still identifying. You are killing me. I know, right? Thank you, Vinny. We're still not getting to. You're not.
I know you want the technical.
I know. I want to know how it's a sport. How is it? I know why wrestling is a sport. I know why that's an Olympic sport. I know why soccer is. I know why even basketball, when it was adopted into the Olympics, I can see why it became a world game. Is breakdancing a world sport? Like,
I don't know.
I've never turned on ESPN and been like, here's the top breakdancers of tonight. I've never seen a breakdancer in the top 5.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they put ping pong in and stuff like that. You know, I mean, they just let it.
Isn't ping pong a Olympic sport? It already is.
It is. Well,
I
there you
believe
go.
it is.
There you go.
I believe it is. I'll accept that as a sport before I accept breakdancing. And I know how hard breakdancing is, but it's like, come on, man.
I mean, they just letting. It's like, you know, they letting anything in, I guess.
Man, I'm about to look this up now because I don't even believe you. I think you're just trying to rile your boy up. Nope, he's dead serious. It is a thing. I cannot believe this.
I will not lie for views, my friend. I will not lie for views.
Larry said, "I am not clickbait.
I am not.
Oh
I'm
my
just
god.
bait.
Oh my god. How do they do the trials? How do you do the trials?
I just can't wait till they say a hip.
How do you do the
a
breakdance trials? Where are they holding these trials right now?
Bang to the bang, a bang, bang, a boogie to the boogie to the boogity beat.
Oh my god.
I think DJ battles are next.
I know.
Come on, DJ battles. Are we going to have the rap battles now?
That's right.
People are going to rap battle in the Olympics now.
I was going there first.
And I love rap battles. I watch them frequently. I still love rap battles. I used to battle back in the day in my youth.
Okay.
That's a fundamental part of hip hop. Explain to me how breakdancing is a fundamental part of an Olympic event.
Just accept it. All right.
Why?
The governing boards of the Olympics already made that.
I just want to know where I need to go so I can watch the trials, bro. Where can I watch the trials on television?
NBC.
Is it NBC? Yeah. NBC. We're gonna get sued. Will breakdancing become an Olympic sport? Get ready for plenty of how did they do that moments. Paris Games will introduce breakdancing as an official Olympic sport. Wow. Nothing is explaining to me. Nothing is explaining to me how it's an Olympic sport. Like, they're just like, yeah, it's becoming an Olympic sport. They're just shoving it down our throat. This is happening. That's prison right. Style. Just relax. It's coming. That's right. What the hell, man? Why, Larry? I just don't understand. I'm not watching that.
I don't know.
I'm not watching that, and we're not covering it.
I'm surprised. I
will cover the WNBA.
Because they was talking about the NFL but I was like, I don't think that's possible.
No,
each country don't have that ability to bring massive linemen and
You're gonna get people from.
You're gonna have like Japanese linemen. It's like they get
sumo shit.
Oh, you know what?
Oh my goodness.
That is correct. Let's get
my
a bunch of
goodness.
sumos.
Well, when we get all of those sumos in line, like Larry said, they can come on down to 4300 West Alameda and get some ribs from Vinny to beef themselves up and get ready. I don't know what we're going to do about watch. I'm not watching that, bro. I'm like, you're not getting me to watch that. We'll cover the Olympics, but I'm not covering breakdancing or we're covering the WNBA. That's just the deal. And I'm calling that out live on air.
Isn't whatchamacallit Olympic that eating tournament?
Oh Lord! Now I got to check. How much time do we got, Vinny? 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah, we on live. And so I think so. You're my info guy. Find me.
There's no way, dude. I mean, I didn't even believe you on the.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, I've been honest. I don't lie for clicks. I mean, I've been honest about.
No.
I mean,
Competitive eating has its own Olympics.
Okay. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
No. I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way. Because if there is, I would have gold medals. If there was an eating contest, I could win that. I could win that, bro.
I'm not going there.
All right, man. Don't forget to come on down to So High Cafe featuring Viper Pit Barbecue at 4300 West Alameda on Alameda and Stewart here in West Denver. Come by and say hi to Vinny. Tell him that the Sportz Phenz sent you. Get you some homemade mac and cheese. Get you some ribs. Get you some burnt ends. And, get you the LP favorite hot link.
Bring your own ranch.
Call it the
Bring
LP.
your own ranch.
Bring your own ranch.
Bring your own ranch.
Because if you touch Larry's, he going to get you.
Well,
Well, that's going to do it for us today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking part in our first live publication of the Sportz Phenz. We will see you next week. I believe it's going to be Thursday. We're having some scheduling issues, not to be too public, but we're going to get back at y'all.
He laying out all our dirty
I'm putting
laundry.
all the business in the street. I'm
Yeah.
just an honest
He
person.
late. He changing schedules.
We'll see y'all.
everything.
We'll see y'all next week. Peace.